And man, you see it all the time. You see the same groups of people in pubs. They finish their job on a Friday. They go straight down to the pub, gonna have a few pints, place a few bets on the horses, and watch a few games of footy. And that's it, man. That's every single Friday and probably Saturday as well for weeks, years even. And if you're a fly on the wall in any of these conversations between these guys, you know it's the most mundane, surface level stuff. There's zero substance, you know. Probably the extent of the depth of it is maybe how much their wages are going to go up or how much tax they have to pay on something. That's it. If you ever try and have an intimate conversation with them, good luck. Now, I'm not bashing on everyone that lives, say, in your hometown. And especially in my hometown as well, there's a lot of guys who, they have a 9 to 5 and they're completely content with that. You know, they actually find great satisfaction from, say, living in a small town and just doing the same thing day in, day out. So, like, I'm not targeting them. I'm just targeting the guys who, if you're watching it, you're probably one of these guys who wants to make a change. There's something inside them that there's like this innate desire to achieve something better and to get to a better place than the place they're in right now. But something's stopping them. And a lot of times it's either your friendship group or the place you live, your hometown. Because especially in Ireland, hometowns, especially small hometowns, they're so insular that any outside opinions are immediately shut down, and you're not able to, you know this as a young guy growing up in Ireland, you're not able to fully express who you want to be. Because you know you're going to get fucking slagged out of it and you're not going to be accepted. And man, idolize some of these guys. Some of these guys who work Monday to Friday, straight down to the boozer, few pints, couple of suggy smokes, and a few bets. That's what I idolized. I wanted to have that quote unquote easy life where there was minimal stress. Now looking back, you know, this is like 5 years down the line. 6 years down the line. Now looking back, I realize how much of an opposite that is to what I was thinking it was at the time. At the time, I was thinking it was this easy life, minimal stress. Now I look at it, it's like the total fucking opposite, man. If you're down the pub every day, every weekend, and you're just blowing your wages to have like one good night, that's constant stress. That's constant escapism because you don't like your life. Simple as. So the fact that that was one of my ideal situations, or that was something I wanted to be, actually makes me feel pretty sad. But also, I'm like, fuck it. I'm glad I'm not in that state of mind anymore. And if you hang around with the same people, especially people who enjoy just going out and just fucking about, drinking, getting up to all sorts, then it's so hard for your mind not to be manipulated by their thinking. You know, you want to be part of the group, and if you're continuously doing that, like for my situation, I was going out and I was drinking Friday, Saturday, and then I'd be in college and I'd be drinking during the week. And that was it, man. That was the goal every time, was like, how fucked up and how pissed could I get at the weekend or on a Tuesday night. And because that was my goal, that was my ceiling, you know? That was my fucking ceiling, man. It's wild to think about it. It's wild to think about it. But that was my ceiling. So then me idolizing guys who are just sitting around drinking, it kind of makes sense. It makes sense because I didn't know any better. And more than likely, if you're watching this and you're from Ireland and you go to college, you know exactly what I'm going to talk about. So when I went to college, I was basically surrounded by, most of the guys were ga heads. So, you know, they got their half zips up and they're just staying in their own groups. Like anytime I talked to some of them, now some of the guys, they were decent, they were sound, but other guys, they're they'd look through you. You could tell I wasn't actually part of the conversation with them. They were just putting up with you. You know what I mean? They'd look through you, completely through you. So if you grew up in Ireland, you know that you're surrounded by those people 24/7. So I got out. I went to Korea, and my transformation was wild. You know, parts of me were still the same person, but I was able to actually express who I was, and there was so many different parts of my character, my personality, that I had completely untouched. Like, I'd never explored those. And then I dread to think, if I had never gone to Korea that time, would I have developed in the same way that I did? And I think I could give it almost an unanimous no. 100% I wouldn't. We still just going out Friday, Saturday, few cans, yada yada. That's it. You need to have a much bigger goal. And I think in order to realize that goal, you've got to get out of your hometown. You've got to get out of this closed off mentality. The lifestyle that people live in a hometown, it's so insular. And it's only when you get out of there, when you have experience being in different parts of the world, you realize that people have these, the different cultures, and people are actually able to talk about different things. There's so much more to life than just sitting in a grim little pub. If you are watching this video, you more than likely already don't fit in. So you now need to weigh up your options and think, is staying in your hometown the best option for you? And I can almost guarantee your answer will be no. You know there's more out there in the world, and you need to get out. So start taking a chance on yourself.